5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
On the edge of the box is Madden. Madden trying to manufacture the shot, gets it away, it's there! Oh my word! What a goal from Paddy Madden! The Irishman strikes again! And is that the goal that's going to send Stockport County back into the Football League?
Too much news these days, that's all I'm saying. There's been so much, it's all like blended into one, and I woke up one morning convinced that Gary Glitter was the new host of Match of the Day. Really has been a busy week. No creepy hosts on here, thankfully. I'll just leave that to hang in the air. Just give it a minute. Come. Yes, hello and welcome to the Scarf Bagara War, your premier perennial purveyors of county news, views and opinions. That reminds me, I need to look up what perennial means. I'm not sure it fits there, but begins with a P. So, what are you going to do? We're with you for the next hour with another packed show to fill the gap between 7 and 8-ish, and we've got more on our plates than a spinster at a wedding. So let's crack on. Joining me, Nick Lee, it's a man who this week referred to himself as being very binary. Well, if he thinks I'm going to believe that, he can 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0. There's a lot of zeros and ones, but you get the drift. It's Russ Johnson.
You're all right. I like the way you say that I'm joining you every week. I suppose I am, really. Yeah.
I don't know. I'll say with me in future.
Yeah.
Right?
We do it together, I suppose. You had a go at me ages ago, didn't you, about me signing off saying thanks for coming. So you're getting me back, really. It's fair dues. It's 1-1. Let's just call it 1-1.
1-1.
Yeah.
Right. I'll take that. Yeah, it's fine. How are you doing anyway, mate? You all right?
I'm all right, mate. Yeah, I'm all right.
Yeah.
Glad,
We've got goals to talk about this week.
We have got goals to talk. Yeah, we're going to stretch it out by an hour.
yeah. Talking about we should have had like tonight's guest on last week. Really. Was having like no football to talk about of any note.
Right. Yeah.
In and out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
we should maybe hindsight's 2020, isn't it? Hindsight's 2020.
It is. Unlike my actual site, which is 1520.
Is it?
I think it is. Yeah. I don't tend to ask them because when I ask them, they give me the little printout, and it's all.
You
well, I can't
see
read
it.
That's the problem. Yeah. Nightmare, isn't it?
Absolute nightmare. Yeah, I don't get anything like that. My eyes are perfect. Apparently, I think 2020, pretty much. Yeah.
Last time I went was during lockdown, and I got new glasses and everything. And then they said they diagnosed me with astigmatism. They said, "Oh yeah, here's your blah, blah, blah. You've got astigmatism," and then just sent me out into the world without telling me what it meant or whether I'd die. So I'm just, I've come to learn to deal with it, mate. It's part of me. It's who I am.
You get those
I don't know what
floaties.
it is.
You get those floaties and think, oh, is that the astigmatism?
It's
I'm gonna die.
your business. To be fair, I think I'm going to die at least like eight times a day. I think I'll get like a little pain. I'll be like, oh, this is it.
Oh,
a little chest pain. Yeah, I get a lot of heartburn.
You want to get training for a marathon, mate? That's what you need to do, or a half marathon. Honestly,
it didn't go well for me. It didn't go well for me last year, mate.
Oh, I know.
Fucking awful. Never again.
Shall we tell everybody what's coming up?
Tell them, mate. They're chomping at the bit.
They are chomping at the bit, as are our two guests sat backstage with probably better things to do, to be quite honest. So let's rattle through this. Tonight we have got fan guest and Dutch Uncle's bassist. I'm going to say he's going to nod or he's going to shake his head. I think it's bassist, isn't it? Robin Richards is with us. Yeah, county fan.
If you'd read my tweet before, you'd know. Basis.
Oh, I didn't read your tweet. Did I just retweet it?
You just retweeted it.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
I'm going to start like venerating dictators and stuff, and just to see how far I can go and see how much you'll retweet.
It's a form of fishing. I like it. I just see what happens. So we've got Robin Richards coming out very, very soon, and we're going to be joined by Clive from Mansfield Matters podcast. So he's going to join us. But first, I'll tell you what, let's get Robin out, have a quick chat with him, and then we'll get Clive out.
Let's get the admin.
Yeah, don't forget the admin. That's right. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do the admin after we've spoken to Clive. There you go. How about that? Halfway through.
That's completely fair.
Yeah, we just changed the running order on the fly. That's what we're like. We just love doing that.
Yeah. What we were saying in the green room before about it being well produced.
Anyway, Robin, how are you, mate?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah, lovely to be back here. I'm hoping for no technical hitches this time, which has usually been my fault, but hopefully we'll, be streamlined and slick today.
Fingers crossed.
Good.
Yeah.
We had a technical hitch backstage, didn't we? We thought, oh God, it's coming again, and it was me. I'd not turned my mic up.
Yeah.
So yeah. Computer using non-technical again on my side.
I knew you were going to say that. I'll just take that off on my Rush Johnson bingo card. Just waiting for good stuff now.
Good stuff. Yeah. So Robin, you stick around, jump in as and when. We'll get Clive out next. We'll talk to him about the match coming on Saturday. Pretty big match, I'd say. We can discuss that. And then you stick around. We'll talk to you later about County and about Dutch Uncles. But you didn't answer my questions, did you? I don't think you answered my questions that I asked you.
Which ones? Oh, in the email?
Yeah.
Oh, you wanted me to answer them in the email?
Yes, in the email.
For you.
Yeah, well, we can do it. We can do it later when we speak to you. So that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. Well, I've got the answers all here.
Right. Okay. In the heart. Yeah. Brilliant. Okay.
Yeah,
right.
Okay.
Let's get Clive out from Mansfield Matters. Have a quick chat with him. And yeah, let's do that. It's our famed opposition review with Clive.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, you okay?
Well, ask me about the game midweek.
well, it's funny enough because we were going to do that.
Before we do that, can I just say to Nick, in the context of eyes, astigmatism means you've got odd-shaped balls.
First time I've been told that, Clive. Not the first time.
Upstairs and downstairs, probably.
It's degenerated already. 7 minutes in. This is what we want. We'll get Clive on every week. I think. Russ, you're off. You're done.
So, Clive, tell us about Mansfield. Tell us about your season. How's it going? Are you under, over, or performing? Or are you just about where you think you should be?
It's been a funny old season, really. We've been good in parts and excellent at occasions, but too many sloppy, silly goals given away, which have cost us lots of points. Had we had the defence we've had since the January window for the whole of the season, we'd have been in the top three, in my opinion. And certainly since the arrival of Alfie Kilgore from Bristol Rovers, our back four is much stronger. And we also got Keeler Dunn as an attacking midfield / striker, and they've been our best acquisitions. There were two other acquisitions in the same window that played one game and then became long-term injured, and that's something we're very good at Mansfield. We get players and make them long-term injured. In fact, I think we have a policy of buying them only if they're likely to be long-term injured, and they have to be also at some point have played for Burton Albion.
Keeler Dunn, he rings a bell. Did you get him from Oldham?
He played at Oldham. In fact, he bagged a lot of goals in a very poor side at Oldham. So
how's he been for you? Has he been decent then? Has he been better than you expected?
In a full season, he'd have been Player of the Year, I think.
Wow,
I'm guessing, but he's an addition to the squad that we needed badly.
You've got Stephen Quinn suspended now, haven't you? What? He got sent off last night, am I right?
Yeah, bloody idiot.
He's
an Irish person with a short fuse, and the red mist descended on him last night. He got tackled, and the referee, who was absolutely rubbish, by the way, typical of League Two standards, didn't award the foul on him. He got up and chased after the guy and went for him. He didn't actually hit him. If he had done, he'd have ended up in the stand. The player would, but the intent was there, and it was an absolute red card. You know, he's a sort of player that last season he got sent off, and instead of getting a 3-match ban, he had a 6-match ban because he did something in the tunnel. I don't know what it was, but he did something to double his suspension. Now we just cannot afford players like that. he's at the end of his career. This was his last season. He's been. I mean,
Too much passion. That's it. It's
well,
too much passion.
yeah, and, a lot of passion that squeezed out a degree of brain ability. And I think, and speaking as an older person, when you get on, your brain cells tend to deteriorate anyway. And I think Quinny's have gone quicker than most.
What is he? 36, is he?
Got 36 going on 70, yeah.
Right. So is he a key player for you, or will he not be missed?
We had a saying for most of last season and the first part of this season, which was no Quinn, no win, because he actually dovetailed in with our left wing back very well. But the left wing back's been one of those aforementioned long-term injuries. They brought him on for 25 minutes at the Northampton game midweek. And I thought it was a dangerous thing to do. He's been off with this shoddy ankle for so long. And within 5 minutes, one of their players had knocked his ankle, and that was him over. We won't see him again now, ever, I don't think. I think he's, he might sell programs next year if we decide to do programs next year. But we're having that sort of season. We've got, I think, 9 or maybe 10 players out on ridiculous injuries. And most of them have not been incurred on the football pitch. They've been training incidents or ballroom dancing or something. And I've got this theory that most modern players, and again, this is the old git in me coming out, modern players are made of chalk. Back in my day, unless your leg actually came off, you got up and played on.
Reminds me of when Aaron Wilburn was injured when he dropped a wardrobe on his foot. And it was like the same week that Aaron Lescott was injured because he'd rubbed some chili in his eyes by accident. It was just like the most stupid things. Was it John Daly who got run over by a golf caddy? It was like, fuck's sake, lads.
Caddy.
Yeah, that was all at the same time. Yeah, golf.
But the comparison. The comparison there is one of our players would probably get injured by a tea caddy, not a golf caddy.
Okay.
It's dangerous work putting tea in a teapot. I mean, let's be fair.
Yeah, can be.
Potential for burns as well.
Yeah. Anyway, talking seriously.
Never.
Don't need to, honestly.
We do occasionally.
Yeah, just looking at some of your recent results, it's a bit Jekyll and Hyde for you, isn't it? Because although you got beat by Northampton this week, you had a good win against Wimbledon, although Wimbledon, poor form, probably one of the poorest in the EFL, I think. Then you've got beat at home by Salford 5-2. And then before that, you had 3 good wins on the spin. It's a bit up and down, isn't it? What sort of team are you expected to turn up on Saturday?
We'll probably do well on Saturday because we've played so badly midweek. Whatever 11s that are walking on Saturday, we'll be playing. So we might have 2 goalkeepers out there. We are at the bottom of the proverbial barrel, and we've scraped it several times. And let's put it this way: I'm 17. I'm taking my boots because you just don't know whether. But we've had a succession of really good, competent away successes. We had a 4-0 win up at Carlisle when Carlisle were doing well, and they've done well since.
Yeah,
we beat Tranmere comfortably on their grass, and they've done well since. We beat Wimbledon. The Wimbledon were a competent side, but we were better than they were on the day. I thought the Salford game we deserved to lose, but not by 5-2. I think that's just one of those things that happens when you chase,
Yeah.
It's not a fluke because they managed to do it, but it was a poor performance on Mansfield's part. And once you've gone down and then you start chasing things, all stuff happens, doesn't it? And we've had a mixed season. Is probably the only thing I can say. Slightly more positive than negative. We're still in the chance for the playoffs. In fact, I'd be disappointed if we weren't in the playoffs, because we had the playoffs last season at Mansfield. We got as far as Wembley, and 17,500 Stags fans turned up, but I'm afraid the team didn't.
Did you finish 7th last season? All right.
Yeah, it was one of those situations where the team that finishes 7th is usually the one that's going to succeed. It's just one of those strange things. And but we met Port Vale, who'd done their homework. They knew exactly what to do against us and did it very well. And again, we had a player sent off at Wembley for a stupid foul. But it was a day out. It was a day out.
Do you have a problem with red cards generally then?
Not generally. We had a bad season last season with it, but not too bad this year. But Quinn is trying to get it back on form. You know, he's doing his best.
I like it.
I mean, we've had some poor refereeing decisions that have resulted in players being sent off as well. I mean,
Italian us.
I know that the same referees for everybody in this league, but the one against Northampton, I'm pretty sure he had a maroon shirt on underneath his black one. He was a homer, and in the first few minutes, there was a foul by one of our players, and it was a foul, but it wasn't a nasty foul. The referee nearly dislocated his elbow in getting his card out of his pocket. So keen was he to waggle it. And he come out with a real flourish. You know, it wasn't just showing the yellow card. It was dancing around and waving it in the air like some sort of demented Morris dancer.
Yeah.
So on Saturday, who are we to look out for then on Saturday? Who's your key men?
Keeler Dunn, I think.
Yeah.
We've had a long-term injury to Rhys Oates, our striker. He's a really quick bloke. Not particularly intelligent, but quick and knows how to hit the goals. And he came on for 20-odd minutes against Northampton, and he looked okay. I mean, obviously, he's not match ready, but I'm guessing, given the parlous state of our player resources, he'll either be on the bench or in the starting 11 against you lot. And he can score.
I recognise that name. I feel like
he was part of the Hartlepool team that came up from the conference.
Yeah.
So I dare say you'll have met him at some point.
Yeah, he scored the winner against us in the playoffs.
Yeah, he's a nice lad as well.
And he's played for us as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And he's at the right age. But say he's had 2 nasty injuries this season, both self-inflicted, because he tries to do things he's not best considered. You know, like he pulled his shoulder out last time because he went in for an ill-considered lunge. And then earlier in the season, he got a pectoral damage. I mean, footballers don't get injured pecs, do they? For God's sake, you know. And of course, these are not 4 weeks out. They're double and treble that. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah.
So anyway, injuries aside, you'll find we'll bring some players along. Who they are, God only knows. Whether we'll play well, I don't know. But it's just like Mansfield to win. So be ready for it.
Be ready. Danny Johnson will play definitely, I guess. Well,
only because Clough has got no choice. He hasn't. I don't think Clough and Johnson have any time for each other. But no, neither of them admit to this. You know, we had a fans forum at Mansfield a few weeks ago, and obviously someone said, "What's Johnson like in training then, Nigel?" And he says, "He's great. He's with it. He's with the lads. He's working hard. He does all the rest of it." But he said, "The trouble is, I can't play him because all he wants to do is score goals." And what Clough wants is his players to be goal scorers and left wing backs and defenders and all the rest of it. And Danny Johnson is not the sort of player that will work hard. He'll chase balls and he'll do better than most to finish with a goal, but he won't go back and graft for it. You know, we complain a lot at Mansfield about never leaving a player up from corners and stuff like that for an outlet. Well, Danny Johnson solves that because he won't move. We've always got a player up with Danny Johnson. Whether he's bothered about chasing the balls, another thing. He really wanted to play for the rest of the season at Walsall, and I think our club behaved very unprofessionally with regards to his loan / sale to Walsall. Originally, we were agreed to sell him to them beginning of the season, and then I think the owners changed their minds and said, "No, we'll lend him to you till January." And he had a really good time there because he was getting the sort of service that he can do things with. And of course, in January, we pulled him back. And of course, then as soon as we put him on our grass, he can't go to anywhere else other than Walsall. And we weren't going to sell him to Walsall. So we couldn't sell him to anybody. And so effectively, he's now worthless. His contract ends in the summer. He will wander off. In fact, his agent will have signed something up already for him. Whether it's Walsall or somewhere else, I don't know. So Mansfield could have done a much better job there, but that's because at heart we're a well-meaning, well-intended bunch of idiots.
That's the tagline for this podcast, isn't it, Russ?
And interestingly, we lost at Walsall. He couldn't play, of course. We lost at their ground earlier in this calendar year. We've done well since then, not because of Danny Johnson, because we had some good signings. And Walsall haven't won a game since. So they're really
Yeah.
angry with us at the moment.
Yeah, they've not won in 11, have they? I don't think. Saw that today.
But they were a bit draw specialists anyway, but they've just not done anything. So excuse me, at the time we decided we didn't want them to have him because they were too close to us in the promotion charge. They've just dropped away now anyway.
Yeah, no, they have. There's a lot of comments coming in for you, Clive. Everyone's liking your sense of humour, which is lovely. There is one comment here though. I was going to flash this up. Usually, when an opposition fan comes on moaning, they end up doing us over in the game, and that is absolutely true. Which is probably what you alluded to before, Clive. Which is you'll probably come and beat us
in both directions. That don't you worry about that. I mean, we have the habit at Mansfield, and I'm sure it happens at other clubs, and maybe even at Stockport County. That we get onto a good bit of form, and everybody's expectations are high. We sell every ticket we can get, and then we just don't perform.
Yeah,
we sold every ticket for Saturday for Stockport. We took over 1,100 people to Northampton on a miserable, snowy, swirly Tuesday night and a rearranged fixture. The fans are doing their bit, you know, and by and large the players are working hard. We just are, say, bare bones situation. So anything could happen.
Good stuff. That was what my last question was going to be. Actually, we always ask our opposition review guests, what do you think the score will be?
7-4 to Mansfield.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Didn't we play each other in a League Cup game? I want to say late 90s, where it ended up something like 6-2, 6-3 or something on the night. I can't remember.
The late 90s. I can tell you what I was doing in 1973, but anything since then I can't remember. I tell you, I'd just like to throw in before you kick me off your delightful specimen of a fan forum. We at Mansfield are delighted to see Stockport County back in. Are you still called County, by the way?
Yeah.
Of course back in the league, because you're a northern club, you're a proper club, you're a historical club, and you've had a real bugger of a time. You know, you've been to the pit of misery and below.
Yeah.
We had 5 years in the pit of misery, and we clawed our way out. It's a hell of a place to get out of, and to get out of it as champions is a remarkable thing to do. And I say there's too many mamby-pamby southern clubs in this blinking league of ours now. So if I had my way, the Stevenages and Suttons and others would disappear through the trapdoor. It bothers me that teams like Oldham have gone and Scunthorpe have gone. You know, the likelihood of them coming back anytime soon is so remote.
What about Chesterfield?
You've only got to look at the league now. I mean, there's going to be 2 teams with over 100 points in the conference this year. Only one of them can get automatic promotion.
Yeah.
So
good luck to Chesterfield coming back up, Clive. How would you feel if Chesterfield won the playoffs?
They've not had their proper sentence in the pit of misery yet. They need to be there a bit longer.
There we go. Yeah.
I don't know when we're Notts County coming up, because actually there isn't the hatred between Notts County and Mansfield, even though we're in the same county, as there is between Chesterfield and Mansfield, because it's absolutely feral. The relationship between Chesterfield and Mansfield. What's the team that you dislike most from Stockport's point of view? Then
we don't really have a main rival, do we?
Well, you should hate Salford for all it stands for.
Well, we do. Yeah, that's a given. I mean, last season it was Wrexham and Chesterfield. Chesterfield were just weird last season, weren't they?
And in previous seasons it was Chorley. So,
Charlie, and AFC filed. So
back in my younger days, I was a referee, not on the highest level, but I did actually officiate at Chorley once. It was July and it was snowing.
Chorley,
can believe it.
We, but I'm a lad whose team doesn't know whether it's north or south geographically. We've been when the olden days when they had Division 3 north and south. We're in both. Alternating, depending who'd been promoted or whatever in the previous season. But we're a northern club, and I want to see more northern clubs in the lower leagues, because it's proper football for proper people, not these bloody people down the south that speak posh.
I love it. Clive, you've been
while I'm on it, I've never heard of Dutch Uncle either.
Have you not? Dutch Uncles?
Okay.
No?
Dutch Uncles. Is it a pop group?
It's a beat combo. Do you like half man, half biscuit, Clive? You look like you would.
I like digestive biscuits. Does that count?
I'll do. I'll take that.
Anything you can dunk into strong tea, I'm happy with that.
Do you like King Crimson?
Oh, it's a bit before my time.
Okay. What about Talking Heads?
Let me put you out of your misery. The Eagles.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, we don't
says
sound
nothing.
like them,
That says nothing and everything about my taste in music. Oh,
okay.
And by the way, Depeche Mode. Does that help?
Oh yes.
Oh,
But not the early stuff. Not the early stuff.
Yeah.
I like the dark stuff better than the poppy thing that everybody sings. Just can't
fair
get
enough.
enough. I just can't get enough. Hey, you've done ever so well, guys. I'm not sworn once.
Oh, well done. And you're allowed to on this show. You're allowed to.
Yeah.
Oh,
we'll fucking make up for it.
Nice.
I was swearing at the referee the other night.
Yeah. Got them all out.
And as an ex-referee, I feel guilty for doing it. You know, I actually defend referees who are having to put up with the twattish behaviour of young children's parents on touchlines on a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
Because they're the people that the game depends on going forward. But when they become so-called professional referees, in other words, they're getting a good income from it. Even at League Two, they're getting a decent whack nowadays. I think when I refereed at Chorley, I got 35 quid or something. But, you know, today you want better from your referees. And I think we've been very, very badly shortchanged by the quality of referees at League Two this season. And some of the linesmen as well. They've got astigmatism.
Bringing it all back.
Great
I love that.
Right, Clive, thank you so much for joining us.
You've done with me, have you?
You can. Yeah, we've done with you. You can come again though, definitely, when we play each other. Whenever we play each other next. Yeah,
well,
maybe.
I suspect we're both going to be in League Two again next season, so I look forward to it.
Well, yeah, I suppose both of us hope not. But yeah.
Well, listen, I worked out the other day. We're just safe from relegation. That's a good place to be.
Mathematically,
yes.
Yeah.
Because in the season that got aborted because of the pandemic, we were looking over our shoulders, and that was the very season that because of the strange nature of how they work the points out, Stevenage survived.
Yeah.
And now look at them. They've got Mr. Blobby at the helm, and they're doing well.
Yeah, definitely.
Because we had Mr. Blobby as our manager at one time. What an oath! But there you go. I'm going.
Right. Cheers, mate. Speak to you soon. Cheers. Bye.
Oh, does he have to go? I was just about to ask him to be my dad.
Like that guy.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
We'll get Clive on again, and I'll thank the Mansfield Matters. Whoever messaged me to say Clive will come on, I'll thank them as well. So yeah, cheers, Clive. Thank you very much for that. Definitely get you on again. At this point, before we get talking to Robin about county and about Dutch uncles and things, shall we do some admin?
Let's do some bloody admin, mate.
Let's do. We should have a transition for admin, shouldn't we? We haven't got one.
This would be the point where you play the Patreon trailer.
No, yeah. Okay, the Patreon trailer, and then we'll do admin. Yeah, good shout. We should plan this, really, shouldn't we?
Done it.
Okay. Yeah.
Nick, can I ask you a question?
Sounds like you just have, mate, but you crack on.
How do you like your content?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Personally, Russ, I like mine hot and fresh out the kitchen.
We've discussed this.
What?
We had that meeting about you referencing R. Kelly and we agreed it was too problematic and you wouldn't do it anymore.
Sorry, mate, it's just the best combination of words to describe just one of the many benefits that members of the Scarf Bagara War fan club get for the very reasonable price of just £3 English a month.
And not only that, there are discounts on merchandise, exclusive access to live events, bonus episodes and all sorts of fun to make it worth your while.
You see, they get the weekly audio podcast immediately after broadcast, 36 hours before everybody else.
So hit the link in the description and join now for just £3 a month and help support the only podcast for county fans by county fans.
All that plus exclusive early announcements and anything else we can think of. That was alright, wasn't it?
It was. I'm just not sure about the R. Kelly thing.
There we go.
There we go. Straight. Oh, that's it at the same time then. Jinx. You got to find me a can of Coke now. Yeah, don't forget all our content is available on the Fan Hub app, and with the recent update to the Fan Hub app, you can now use your points to buy stuff, which I did. I got myself a natty surprise shirt.
Nice.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? You should get yourself one, Russ, and then we can be surprise shirt wankers together.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? The Fan Hub app is going from strength to strength, isn't it? There's more beers on there. Is it the Albert that now accepts pints as well?
I believe so, but I don't want to go in and ask.
Yeah, in case
they
it's
look at
not.
me like I'm mental. 'Cause didn't you do that before with another pub where you announced on here that they were doing it, and then it turned out they weren't?
Yeah, no, it was a plethora of pubs. I announced that Stonegate were doing them all, but they weren't. It wasn't Stonegate. It was the Wheel of Sport arm of Stonegate, of which there are a lot fewer. So, yeah. So,
Never the pineapple. Then you don't tell people.
No.
Shame.
Send them all there.
Yeah. Although they probably just give it you because they're mental, aren't they? So it's just like, go on then. What's this coin?
Don't give a solitary shit. Next on the admin, yes, Bagara Gin. You can go to the Stockport Gin website and get your limited edition of the final batch of Bagara Gin. Going for the final push for the Danny Bagara statue that will be unveiled for the Hartlepool game. And speaking of Stockport Gin, our friends of the podcast Stockport Gin, they're in the People's Choice category at the Northwest Family Business Awards. So get them voted for. They specifically said in the terms and conditions they're not allowed to give people incentives to vote for them. So I'll put the link in the comments and people can vote for them and we can give them a nice big thumbs up.
Yeah,
it's just fair enough, isn't it? I don't think a thumbs up from me counts as an incentive, does it?
Probably not.
Oh, maybe.
No. Well, if it did, I think Russ would raise his game.
Join the co-op. There's an incentive there, isn't there?
Yes, it's an incentive far better than a thumbs up from me. It's a special updated print of this season's squad from Penno Draws. So if you join the co-op for just £12 a year, you get one of them chucked in, and you can pick them up on Saturday before the game.
Nice. And Damo, Simon Dawson, and Andy Birchnough are doing a bike ride from Hartlepool to Stockport. And we will put the Just Giving details in the description of the show, like we did on the one where you spoke to about the statue with the co-op.
And that episode's still available. Well, all the episodes are still available, but so is that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. That's pretty good. And I'm doing a bike ride this year as well. I'm going to mention it because I am doing it for sponsorship now. I'm doing it for St Anne's Hospice, I've decided. I'm doing Land's End to John O'Groats on a bike.
Ooh. That's quite a way, that, isn't it?
It's quite a way. It's 980 miles and it's 61,000 feet of climbing, which is that, I want to say that's 2 Everests, but I don't think it's quite 2 Everests.
I mean, one's enough.
One's enough, yeah. So I'm doing that in August, and I'll put the Just Giving in the thing. I don't really expect anyone to sponsor me, but if you could, that would be great. And I'll be doing that in August for 32 weeks. It's going to take me, over 2 weeks.
That's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah, you're gonna be riding constantly, or are you gonna have breaks and stuff?
Yeah, I'll have breaks. Yeah.
Lightweight.
I'm not going for the record.
I want to see you mentally and physically broken.
that may well happen, to be fair. Okay, I think that's all of the admin. We've mentioned Patreon before. We've got mugs for sale as well. Limited edition mugs. We've got more designs coming. Penno Draws has done us some designs, so they'll be coming out very soon. They're £10 each for a non-patron, and £7 each if you are a patron. So get your order in. Just DM us or message us, email, whatever you want to do. We'll sort that out.
The website's down, is it not?
The website's down. Yeah, we blew the website because we're on
the internet.
Yeah, we're on a Bollock Basic package. So if 5 people visit, then that just blows the bandwidth or something. So we need a proper website.
And I always sit there. I refresh it about 50 times a day just to see a picture of me when I'm younger. I am younger. I know that I'm younger, and that's psychological, isn't it?
Yeah, bit of a boost. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need it, mate. I need it.
Carl Williams says, "I'm a Patreon, but I can see to order." Do you mean you can't? Kyle, just message us, mate. There's no way. There's no like. We haven't got an online shop or anything. Just need to choose your mug and then message us. It's a bit of a dead personal operation, to be fair. And
we're just two guys standing in front of thousands of guys asking them to buy our mugs.
We are, yes, we are. Right.
I know the feeling. Yeah.
Shall we? Shall we talk to Robin? And should we talk to Robin? Should we talk about the matches? Really? Should we talk about Colchester on Saturday? That's probably a good place to start.
Yay!
Yeah, we got to win. Yeah, and we got a goal.
That's it.
Yeah.
Job done. That was nervy. That was horrible. Like from my bolt hole in Borneo where I was watching it. It was really, mate, that second half was horrible to watch. Just clinging on in there. Can we just agree? Highlight of the game was Ryan Johnson taking one for the team. That's one of the best things I've seen in a football match for years. That was just absolutely cleaning the chap out.
Did you think that we?
Has to be done. Yeah.
Did you think that we were hanging on? It didn't. I don't know. I watched the second half because I was too busy in the first half contributing to the Stockportian economy. I was on Stockport Market buying me shopping, basically. So I saw the second half, but it didn't feel to me like we were hanging on. Have I seen it differently?
There was a few scrambles and what have you. They had a couple of penalty appeals that were never penalties in a million years. But no, it did feel a bit. At no point did I think they were going to score, but at the same time, they were knocking on. They weren't having clear-cut chances, but there was some desperate defending, I thought.
Emergency defending.
Yeah, and when you emergency defend, I mean, surely all defending is emergency defending in a way.
No.
Okay, just shut me down like that. That's quick. Fine. You're the boss.
I'm going to sound like I've swallowed a laptop, like Dean Saunders says, but no, emergency defending is the sort of the last ditch stuff that you have. That's the emergency defending where it's not controlled. You know what I'm talking about. Everybody knows what I'm talking about.
I realised as soon as I snipped back at you that I was wrong, but I'd already gone too far. As I always do.
Robin, how did you see the match on Saturday?
Well, I wasn't there.
I was going to say he didn't. He was at West Didsbury and Chorlton getting sloshed.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. I saw that. Is that what that was? Was that where you did? This is my first drink. This is my last drink.
Yeah. That's where we did that as well. Yeah, it was a big sesh. Yeah, and the thing is, like we've been out on the Friday as well. Like the album had come out. It's the first album in 6 years, so we went pretty heavy on the Friday, and then yes, obviously we had the all dayer on the Saturday as well. And it was good fun, but it was just obviously it's sad that West Didsbury and Chorlton went out of the FA Vars, but seeing that County had won was pretty nice. Getting the text from my mum because she was down there watching it, and they didn't sound like, well, my parents were there. They didn't sound like they were that nervy at all about it. The main thing I've seen about is about the spongy pitch. Was that kind of visible from watching the stream?
Yeah, it didn't look the best. I mean, we're not sure what the deal is with Horsfall's injury as well, because Dave Challoner mentioned the pitch.
Oh, yeah, I saw that interview. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was as the game went on, you kind of noticed it a bit more. But I don't know. Everyone's got a shit pitch compared to us, though, haven't they? So
that's true. Yeah. It's mad to think of all those years that we were playing on that sand pit,
Yeah.
It looks so good now. It just doesn't seem fair.
I noticed on Monday morning, Ben Walker posted a video of. Do you remember was it Boston we were playing when he kicked the ball at his own player's face?
Yeah.
And he just went down on an absolute pudding of a pitch, and was it a Crew fan? Someone replied to it and said, "Oh, you think our pitch is bad? Look at Stockport's." It's like, yeah, it's from like 6 years ago, mate.
Yeah.
Wind your neck. Go and defend some paedophiles.
Yeah. I don't know. I know it's different times of the year slightly, but I thought Wimbledon's pitch was all right.
Yeah.
I thought that was very playable. But there's been some rubbish ones. Yeah.
I suppose Wimbledon's is a fairly new pitch as well, isn't it? So they've not had years of wear and tear and just patching it up. It's still fairly new, yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised. was going to say I was surprised at Salford's pitch, how bad that was then, and it's just deteriorated even more now. Are they not putting any investment into it or what? I don't know. It's just
Well, they
weird.
wanted to move to
AJ
Stockport
Bell.
Red Stadium, didn't they? But they
It's ambitious, isn't it? It was ambitious
bonkers.
stadium.
Yeah, and but it's not happened now, is it? I don't think.
No, it's been refused. I think. Yeah.
Well, that's always good, isn't it? You know.
Oh well.
Yeah, can't have them getting what they want, can we?
No. Yeah, what they have four promotions in 5 years. They've had it good enough. They can stop now. They can just
Done.
Colchester match then. Wootton goal. I think he said they'd been practicing that, and Clint Hill was part of that routine, not the goal routine, part of the practicing bit. Yeah, good to see something come off that has been on the training pitch.
Ground.
You know when you play Football Manager and they say, "Oh, I want to see more from set pieces," and I just ignore that completely. Do you reckon the actual team do that as well?
I don't. I think we have been, because some of our corners have been dreadful recently. Considering we've got some very good set piece takers. That phrase annoys me where they say it's a goal straight from the training ground. It's like, well, surely all goals.
I suppose so. Yeah.
If you're doing it right, sure they're all from there. But I don't understand.
If I was part of the management team, if I was one of the coaches, I just like any goal that was great. I was just like saying, yeah. I told them how to do that.
Yeah, from the training ground. Yeah,
straight from the training ground. That one, yeah. But yeah, I was away last week, so I missed the 2-0 leading up to that game as well. So it's funny. I remember like previous time I was on the podcast, I'd missed that 0-0 with Harrogate as well. So I've done quite well really in that respect. I've missed 3 of the worst games of the season.
Yeah.
And I've been to all the rest. So it's just like, yeah, maybe I should not stay away.
Yeah. Just don't go on holiday for the playoffs, whatever you do.
I won't, don't worry. Yeah, I'll be here.
Yeah. Unless it's the second leg and we need a 0-0. That's perfectly fine, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, then I won't.
If we get into a second leg where we're playing for a 0-0, then it's going to go wrong, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
As it always does when teams play for a 0-0.
Okay,
Apart from when they play for a 0-0 against us.
Well, exactly. Yeah.
We do it. It'll go tits up in the first 5 minutes.
Anything more about Colchester? I've got really not a lot to say about it because I didn't see much of it, and it's the first time I've not seen anything of a match for ages and ages. I feel a bit bad.
It doesn't matter. We won.
Sure,
it's like people. There's nothing to moan about now. We're just like we're back. Back in business until
right.
Saturday.
I'll clip this off and put it on next week's show.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Before we get on to Saturday, a couple of international call-ups.
Yeah.
Big fan of that. That's straight out of Football Manager, that, innit? I love players getting called up for obscure countries. Big fan of that. Shades of Big Kev with St Kitts and Nevis.
Exactly. Yeah. It's only a shame that Hippolyte will miss one of the games, won't he? Is it
Swindon away? Yeah.
So that's a bit of a shame, but that's great for him, isn't it? I don't know if he's had any caps before or not, but
no, he's not. No, he qualifies on his mum's side, apparently.
Right.
I did notice someone had replied to the club's tweet and said, "Oh, is he eligible for Grenada then?" So, well, if he's not, it's going to be really awkward, isn't it? If he just rocks up. Although that's how I ended up playing for the Seychelles. So swings and roundabouts, isn't it?
What, just turned up and they were like,
yeah. Turned up, like, yeah, we'll have you. I love players getting call-ups for these like countries that would be a pointless answer. That type of big fan of that. Yeah, let's try and create a team. In fact, that'd be a good idea for a bonus podcast. Maybe let's try and form an 11 of players who've been capped by obscure national teams.
It's not a bad show.
Lewis Maynard.
Lois Maynard.
There we go.
Yeah. I Do you know who we could get on for that? We could get our historian on for that.
Yes, Marcus Heap. Yeah.
Marcus
Oh, what do you mean, Ben Walker?
Oh yeah, both. I mean, that'd be a pretty good episode, to be fair, wouldn't it? Talking of upcoming episodes, though, we have got a special bonus episode on Monday night, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
Yes, we have. Yeah.
Yeah. I was just thinking. I was like, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, happy days. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah, Monday.
Yeah.
It is indeed Monday night. Yeah.
So just to let everybody know, we're going to be live at Basque on Monday, talking to Benji about Basque, about a bit more about County and about the new kitchen they've got open. So it's becoming the hotbed centre for County pre-match and post-match, isn't it?
I'm sure. I'm sure. I mean, it's a working bar that's open to the public, so people can just nip down and watch if they wanted.
If they wanted to, yeah, but don't be shouting out.
Are we dissuading them from that? I mean, saying, no, you can't come.
No, they were probably going, and now they're not. To be fair,
yeah, that'll do it. Yeah,
probably more accurate. So Mansfield on Saturday, then. I know we had Clive, who was brilliant on it. He was really good. What we thinking on Saturday? Near enough a sellout, I think. Again, I know Mansfield has sold theirs. We'll probably
healthy away following for people who are a fan of that, Russ.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Yes. Love a good away following me. And they're the type of club that can demand it, and that's what they do. So fair play to them. Got mutual respect for Mansfield.
Well, it's only mutual if they respect you, but do you think they do?
Well,
Clive does, yeah.
Yeah, based on Clive's comments.
That's all that matters, yeah.
That's all that matters.
Clive's happy.
Yeah. So, in fact, before we talk about Mansfield, can I just play this video? Because I need to say it anyway, so I might just play the video because that's what it's there for. If you're watching us on YouTube, please like, share, and subscribe. And for the audio podcast, playing.
Don't want that, mate.
Why is it not playing? If you're watching us on YouTube, please like, share, and subscribe. And for the audio podcast, please rate, review, and recommend us on whatever podcast player you are listening to us on. Cheers, thank you. Don't know what happened there.
You're asking twice.
I know. Bloody technology, honestly. I'm not saying it again. My little ditty. So what do you think on Saturday? Again? Is what?
Saying what again? You're not saying what again?
You know what?
Oh, you were like a cheeky lover then, the way you looked at me then when I said that. More of that, please.
Robin, what do you reckon to Saturday?
Well, I reckon we can do it. I reckon we can. It's strange, isn't it? Those like I say, those 2-0 that I missed were again in front of bumper crowds. It hasn't felt like the crowd has necessarily helped the team in recent weeks, but it was good to see Paddy back in the team on Saturday. I think that makes a big difference. See Croasdale back in as well. I mean, the mad stat about how few games we've won when Croasdale's not played, it just shows what a difference he makes. And we don't know all the selection processes or whether he wasn't fully fit for those previous games, but obviously it does make a difference. And I think if we've got full strength side again, I'd say that team that started on Saturday was probably on paper the best lineup we can put out now. I suppose maybe you'd stick Rydell in there at some point, but I think we are, pending whether Horsfall's fit, we've got a pretty clean bill of health. So hopefully that'll lead to a good performance and a win.
I'm glad you mentioned Paddy Madden because it's 2 years to the day since he signed for us.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Good signing, bad signing. Should we put a poll up?
No, maybe not that bad signing, good signing, because that's obviously it's already said. But legend, yeah.
Yeah, he scored the goal that got us back into the Football League. Yeah.
I think you probably would say, yeah. I think the goals he's contributed this season, and even in that half season he had when he first arrived, that sort of got us to third. Was we third that season? Difficult to remember that sort of haze of a lockdown.
Yeah, I think it was third, wasn't it? Yeah.
But then obviously last season he was immense, and I think that video of him consoling that old fan at the end, he's like saying the good times are back. It's just like, oh my god, I love this man.
Don't
So,
get
you
me
know,
going again.
yeah. So like, I reckon, that probably cements it for me.
Yeah. Okay, good. I was
Just
just
like
checking.
Football Manager, where you've got like favoured personnel, icons,
Yeah.
legends.
Yeah.
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 Legends,
No,
yeah.
I was hoping you'd say what you said, because it just confirms that I can do a little graphic for it and put it on a mug and sell it for people. So yeah, thanks for confirming. Yeah, Saturday actually, I've got a bit of a do on Saturday. I'm actually in with the directors. My the auction that I won is being cashed in on Saturday. So I'm
I
looking
expect
forward
a
to that.
list of prospective podcast guests off you. I expect a pissed up text from you about R5 saying Mark Stock's coming on the show. That's what. Anything less, and I want you to follow him home, Russ, until he agrees.
Yeah. It's not my style, although I might get Ryan to do that. He'd definitely do that. follow Stotty home.
You're taking Ryan with you?
No, I'm not taking Ryan with me. No.
Are you taking with you?
I'm taking my family. We're having a family day.
That's fair enough then. I was getting a bit arsey that I'd not been invited, but that's completely fair enough.
No, I'm taking my family. We're all gonna have a nice day. Hopefully have a chat with Stotty. There we go.
It's going to be great, that, isn't it? And everyone tucking into the nice 3-course meal, and you asking for the ketchup.
Do you know what? You can just see it now. I won't be doing that, but I'll be asking for a burger for Sophie probably. Can we have a burger for Sophie? And that's yeah. Oh well. No, it'll be good. It'll be good, and hopefully we get the result to match it, which would be delightful. Waggy says he thinks it'll be much better because they will come out. They'll have to come. Well, they'll come out because that's the type of team they are, and we can play our game. And I can't disagree with him.
I just like an early goal. I don't want. I've got a feeling it's going to be a 1-0 either way, but I don't know if I can handle just an hour or so of like hanging on. Yeah, see, John agrees.
There we go.
1-0.
Yeah. See them parking. No, it's a difficult one. I can't see them parking the bus, and if they don't, then like Waggy says, there's gonna be space, and we're gonna maximize that space. I think on everywhere on the pitch, that's what we do, and we struggle when teams do park the bus. Oh yeah, a full crowd. Like what Clive said before, in the past, maybe not so much recently. In the past, it's always felt like when there's been a big crowd, when we've had open days and things like that, we've always fell flat. I think we've probably put that ghost to bed now, haven't we? Because we've had a few
crowds every week, isn't it?
Crowds, yeah. So
amazing, isn't it? Really, it's just incredible that we're getting better crowds now by quite a way than we were getting when we were in the Championship.
Yeah,
it's amazing. Like it's great to see.
Yeah,
it's been like this perfect storm, hasn't it? Of after being locked up for like 2 years, people want to get out and do new stuff. And at the same time, we've been on the pitch for like 2 or 3 years before that. And then people also turning away from the top level of football. And I think we've just absolutely smashed it getting people in. Although if I do see anyone in a City shirt, I'm drinking on Saturday, so if I see anyone in a City shirt, I'm going to swing those arms.
Yeah, big.
Or United, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, or United, yeah. You don't mind United, so it's probably
rising to it. I'm not rising to it. We've got a big game tomorrow night, and I'm not going to let you throw me off it, Russ.
Oh, love it. Anything more about Mansfield then? I think we pretty much covered it with Clive.
I was doing a Clough at Edgeley Park. Big fan of the Clough family, mate. So that'd be nice. Did Brian Clough ever manage at Edgeley Park? Get in touch, fact fans.
Ben.
Come on, Ben.
Yeah, Ben.
He don't watch live. He's a podcast listener. So
fair enough. Yeah.
We'll have to wait. I'll wait. I'll have an answer for you next week.
If you are watching live, please like the show. We're on 27, which is pretty low. I know there's nearly double that watching, so please do like the show. Shall we move on to you, Robin? And
whatever
and
you want,
County.
maybe. Yeah.
Okay. Just gonna. What should we do first? Shall we ask you your questions first? When was your first county game? There we go.
Okay. Well, my first county game was one when I went with the old primary school things in the 90s. You know, went to it was Peterborough at home, and I think it was a 1-1 draw, and it didn't really grab me. I think it was like maybe 95, 96, around that kind of time anyway. But then the first game that I tend to say as the first game where I was properly bitten by the bug was Plymouth at home, like towards the start of the 96-97 season.
Oh yes,
yeah, when Jim Gannon scored in the first minute.
Teacup game, yeah.
And I was front row for that game, and my dad's from Penzance originally, so like Plymouth like the closest professional club there. So he's like, oh, we'll go down to this game. And he'd been to watch County quite a few times, and his dad, who obviously was from Penzance as well, really liked County whenever he came up from Cornwall. So we went to watch this game, and we basically all just like fell in love with County that day. And then later on that season, my dad took my mum to the West Ham game in the League Cup, and she'd been like a West Ham fan when she was a kid, but at that point she was like, oh my god, this is amazing, and
nice.
So what a season to sort of get into County. They've in some ways they have ruined my life since then, but it's been enhanced in many other ways, like amazing memories and stuff. And I'd say it all started with that Plymouth game in 96.
Nice. That's a good answer. Really good answer. What was the best goal you've witnessed live for County?
Well, I was thinking it's between Jim Goodwin's at Northampton. Don't know if either of you were at that game, and it was a free kick, about 5 yards out of the box, and just like the swerve on it, went right around the wall, and like from where we were stood, it looked unbelievable. It's just like it looked like it was going out for a corner, and then it went in, and it was like, what the fuck? That's amazing. And it was also like we beat Northampton 3-0 away at a point where we were truly shit, and it was just like, what? I mean, maybe Ricky Lambert is going to be a good player as well. It's like things were clicking in a strange way. But I think it was between that or remember the Frank Mulhern goal against Alty,
Yes.
when that Paul Turnbull pass, and the way Frank took it down and just slotted it in was absolutely beautiful. I mean, what a stunning goal. I think it was the goal of the season that season, wasn't it? And it was just amazing. So I would say that's probably one of the best I've seen at Edgeley Park. And it was just, such an important part of that season as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, and he's still trying it now, isn't he? Was it at the weekend he tried one?
There was one the other day, 60 yards out.
Just like unbelievable. Got a lot of.
He scored a belter the other week as well. He scored a volley from like way outside the box the other week as well. I still follow him on Twitter, and just constantly these clips will pop up of him just scoring ridiculous goals.
Yeah. Well, me and a few of my mates, like we talk about Frank, and we say like, we loved him when he played for County because he was a proper little shithouse, wasn't he? But he scored some great goals. But also, his brother's like a professional rugby league player.
Oh right, no, I didn't know that.
I think his family are all like big rugby league fans. We just imagine that like Frank, he just loves rugby league. So when he's doing these mad shots, like the one at Dover, he's just like imagining he's scoring the best conversion possible. It's just like what's running through his head, like.
I like it. Your best moment as a County fan, and then we've got a bonus question for you as well. Your best moment as a County fan.
Well, I mean, like obviously beating City at Main Road was amazing. It was amazing to be there.
Don't think you can trump that, surely, can you?
That's probably it, isn't it? But at the same time, I was like 11, so it's just like it's always I wish I could remember it better, but maybe if I was older, I would have been pissed, so I wouldn't remember it as well. You know?
Damned if you do, damned if you don't, aren't you?
Yeah. So it's that. But I mean, like in recent times, like the Nuneaton Day was just so special. I think that even Trump's winning at Wembley and the promotion last season, it was just something like after so many years of being of it being so bleak, I really feeling like a turning point, and just kind of 4,000 of us on the pitch. And it was just like, wow, this is special, and things are happening again now with County, which it's great. Oh, goosebumps.
Yeah, no, that's why we're here. And then last question, I'm going to add this to the questions that I ask guests to answer. Actually, who's your favourite ever County player?
Okay, I think I remember answering this on the first time I was on the podcast.
Oh, did you?
I think I said Sean Connolly. Just I love that guy. And when we used to sit in the Vernon stand when I was a kid, and you'd be a matter of meters away from him, and he was great as well. He was such a dependable right back, wasn't he? And but yeah, it has to be Sean. Yeah.
Nice.
Sean.
Sure. Gazendo has gone on the hunt for facts. He's gone on the fact hunt. Fact hunt. Brian Clough, League Cup 1992, Forest beat us 3-2, so he has managed Edgeley Park. That was a nice rapid answer. That's like just have people doing research for us. Cheers for that, Gazendo. That's good. That's answered my question, because I honestly wouldn't have slept.
Without knowing.
I'd have been up at 4 a.m. going through his whole career just to check. I'd imagine he probably maybe managed Derby. Did we get Derby in the cup when he was manager there, late 60s, early 70s? I don't know. I'll see.
I don't know.
I'll get back to you on that one.
Yeah.
No
and
idea.
Hartlepool, didn't he manage Hartlepool first as well?
Did he manage
Hartlepool?
And then he had a very short spell at Brighton when they were like Division 4, so that might have been.
Yes, he did. Yeah,
maybe
before Leeds, wasn't it? Yeah. Right, I'll get on that. That's what I'm doing tonight.
Okay. Shall we talk about? Should we get the album of the week out? I mean, is that the right time to do that now?
Get it out, Russ. Yeah, you're doing one of them cool things that they do on. Are you going to do it like Jules Holland? Are you going to be like Dutch uncles with the little weird boogie?
No, it's going to be a twist. It's going to be a twist. It's going to be Sleaford Mods.
I do like Sleaford Mods, actually. Yeah, do like them.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah. Right. Before we look at the album and talk to you about that, we're going to play a bit of your track rated for it.
Oh, you don't get to chorus anyway.
So we'll talk about the album. I have a copy here because I've bought it.
That is the coolest thing you've ever done on this show, Russ. That was so cool. We should do this every week.
Well, we should do, man. I've got a shitload of vinyl records in my house, so we should do this. We should bring it back as an item, shouldn't we? Yeah. But there you go. I love it. I love the album. It's really, really good.
Thank you very much.
So yeah, tell us a bit about it. I mean, you did. I know you did a watch along last night as well, did you? With Tim Burgess, a play along
listening party.
Listening party. I couldn't make that. How did that go? And tell us a bit about the album and how it came about after 6 years.
Yeah. So like I suppose similar to Tim's Twitter listening party. Kind of started up again in lockdown. It was. I think it was a period of time of reflection. I would have done another album sooner, but to be fair, there's a few of us in the band, and we all have different things on. It's just like, okay, so appreciate if other members aren't as up for doing it at this point. But yeah, towards the start of lockdown, like Duncan, lead singer, was just like, give this a go, got fuck all else to do. And it was just like a case of it became a very sort of remote working experience. Obviously there was that brief period in 2020 where we were allowed to be in the same room, but the majority of it was all written and produced in bedrooms at first, and then got to a point where we were like, I think we've got enough songs here to book some studio time, and we and then leading up to that, we went to the studio in November, and it's a studio in mid Wales called Giant Wafer, where we've done 2 albums there previously, and we had a great time. But it'd been like 8 years since we'd previously been, so it was amazing just to get back in the studio with the guys again, because it's like I said, 6 years is a long time, and we're really pleased with it. It's an album that we've kind of it's more DIY in the sense that we've not worked with an external producer. We've produced it ourselves, and like I say, we're really proud of it and looking forward to take it on tour.
Yeah, tell us about the tour. Is it? I've got the dates in front of me here. Just in April, are you doing anything more than that? You're in Bristol, Brighton, London, and Manchester.
There's 9 dates in April. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So starting in Sunderland, ending in Glasgow. Manchester's kind of like slap bang in the middle. 22nd of April in Manchester, a new venue called Canvas. Which I think is in a building owned by Mark Stott. So that's nice.
Ooh.
You might pop that. Well, Russell, ask him on Saturday.
Yeah, I'll see.
Go.
Yeah,
Desi's now.
But yeah, no. So we've got a couple of festivals as well that we've yet to announce. And a few more gigs into autumn. We'd love to be doing as many as possible, but like there's still a kind of backlog from the years where festivals were cancelled. So I kind of have to appreciate that. And also, there's so many bands, and there's so many new bands since we were last on the circuit. So yeah, we've got a few festivals, and we're looking forward to doing them. But first of all, the tour, can't wait. And you might have seen, I tweeted earlier, like the first time that we've toured in 6 years as well. So, previously it'd be like, we'd be getting pretty drunk every night, and then the adrenaline of the gig would kind of cure the hangover, and then you do it again, and then you do it again, and it's like, I'm 35 now. I'm not sure if I can do it the same way. We'll see. I might get into the flow again. I don't know, but it's just like hangovers are definitely worse than they were when I was 29. So we'll see.
Yeah, same. It's a week-long thing now for me.
Oh, it's the dread, isn't it? Just ongoing. Yeah.
I've written off the whole of next week, because I'm going out Saturday after the Mansfield game, and I've just written off the whole of the following week. Like,
fair enough, mate. Yeah, take a week off work. Yeah.
Lightweights. How does going on tour compare, I guess, now to before then? You say about the hangovers and things, but did you have a family before? Have you got a family now? How does that kind of work?
Yeah, I've got a 3-year-old daughter now, and I got married after the last time we toured as well. So things have changed, and another few of the members have got kids and have been married since then as well. So so I suppose life has happened in between the 5th and the 6th album, but fortunately, these dates have been locked in for quite some time, so we've managed to work it out. My wife's off work for it, and we're going to be all right. It's like you say, it's making sure we've got the childcare booked in soon.
Yeah.
And I'm fortunate. My parents are over in Stockport as well, and we've got other options. So it's a new thing to think about, but we have thought about it.
Yeah,
so we should be all right.
Not quite rock and roll, is it? But it has to be done. Make sure it's not your turn to do the pots when you're supposed to be in Brighton.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
I like it. The reason why I said the 4 dates before is because I've just checked on Ticketmaster, and they're the only 4 they're on there. So I don't know if you want to give them a nudge.
No, I think because each show has a different promoter.
Right.
They'll use different ticketing sites. So some are on like Skiddle, and some are on like Dice FM and things like that. So they'll. I think if you go on Songkick,
Oh, yeah.
you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
find all the dates on there, and the two Scottish dates are part of inner city festival called Stag and Dagger. So you buy them through the festival site there. So yeah, there you go.
Right. Cool. And how has the sales gone? Has it gone well since you released the
Yeah,
album?
it has. Yeah, it's been going well. Yeah. So did you get your album from a record shop, or did you order it online?
I ordered it online. I do apologize. I normally get it from
That's
record
okay.
shops. But
Don't worry. Like, I'm not putting you on the spot there. I was interested to know, just because like we had like a bonus CD that came with songs in like some of the independent record shops.
Ah, right. Okay.
Sold out now, so that's a good sign of how many we've shifted physically. And we've sold quite a few on Bandcamp as well. So it's going pretty well. We're not going to hit the top 10, unfortunately, or the top 40. But
yeah,
it doesn't matter really. It doesn't matter. Like it's getting the album out there and getting the music out there ready for the tour, because touring is the most important thing now. It's changed as the music world has progressed. Touring and festivals is where it's at. Yeah. Obviously the album is the piece of art that we are going to share there, but for us as a band now, tour is the most important thing.
Yeah.
And
it is my favourite of your 6 albums from my extensive listening this week. So tell the lads that, not my words, the words of Nick Lee off the Scarf War. You can put that on the little sticker on the second pressing if you want.
In quotes.
Yeah.
If you could give us some stars as well, then we can just sort of put that, so like.
Yeah, I can do that. I can sort some stars out. No bother.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah.
I like it. Yeah. Good luck with it. It's a really good album. It'll get lots of plays on my record player, 100%.
Cheers, lads. Yeah.
I don't want to sound like a fanboy or anything, but I've listened to it every day this week already on Spotify. So
that's a good sign.
Really
if you stream it on Spotify 100 times, that counts as one sale. So keep it coming.
Oh, really? One sale? Is that what it is? One sale as in?
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was a lot less than that. I thought it was something really ridiculous.
No,
really ridiculously low.
It was for a bit until like Ed Sheeran was like every spot in the charts, because so they had to change the remit for what a stream counted as, which does make sense. But I don't know whether they came up with 100 or it seems a bit arbitrary, but who knows? Yeah.
No, that's really good. SCFC Extra, who we have collaborated with on Instagram a couple of times. Big Balloon's his favourite album, or their favourite album.
Nice.
Yeah, good. So but it must be just one last thing on it. It must be nice that after 6 years away, you've not released an album. You've done well with this one, because it's a really good album. I'll say it again, but the obviously you must still have that core fan base from before that are liking what you put out, and hopefully a lot of new fans as well.
Yeah, for sure. Like it's been really nice to see all the positive responses from old fans, and like it's through the years where we were inactive, we never announced that we were on hiatus or anything. It was just like we just kind of thought there's no point in saying anything, because we didn't really know what we were doing. So until we started up again. So you'd look on Twitter and there'd be someone asking, "Where are you?" Like most weeks, it's like, we're not going to say anything. Even if we're in the studio, it's like, oh, leave you hanging. So it's good. Like it's because obviously there's faces and there's names you recognise who've been following us for a long time as well. So when you see that they're really enjoying it as well, it really means a lot.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Should we think about wrapping it up? Because I think, Nick, either your connection's starting to be a bit jittery or mine is.
It was yours. It was yours, Russ. Because you just froze a minute ago.
Well, Robin seems okay now, and you're stuttering like Max Headroom a bit.
There's a reference. There's a deep cut.
Just one question before we go for Robin. Ian Dowden says, "Is that the 1994-95 away shirt Robin is wearing?"
Well, badges here, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that the season? Yeah, it's a very early.
See,
90s.
I get mixed up with the seasons and what kits are out in which season.
It is 94, 95, yeah.
Is it?
Okay.
Okay.
Confirmed, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great stuff. Yeah. It all miggles into one for me. I started going in the late 80s and then early 90s when I started to properly go. It's all because you're a kid, they all just seem to sort of go into one. And then, like you say, when you start getting pissed, I forgot all the kits from literally 1999 onwards.
That's the most boring kits, anyway. You know, as long as I remember all the jazzy. Yeah.
Good stuff. Right, Robin, thank you so much for joining us. It's been an absolute
Cheers,
pleasure.
mate.
Is this your hat trick now? Is this your hat trick?
I think it's actually my fourth, but
it?
hat trick virtually. We did one in the pub, didn't we, a few years ago?
Yes.
Yeah. So
we'll be getting close to doing an Erling Haaland soon. Then
there we go.
One more to go. Yeah.
We did one in the pub. Did we? What did we do?
Pineapple.
The pineapple in Stockport, yeah.
On Heaton Lane.
Yeah.
Oh, did we? Oh, okay. You see, my memory's shocking.
You were there.
Yeah, no, yeah. Well, I would have been. Honestly, memory's shocking. Anything more to say, Nick, before we go? Before we say goodbye?
Not to you, no.
Oh,
that came across really horrible, didn't it, Sam? Just a general no. I've shut off now. I've been switched off until next week, like Erling Haaland. Just power him down in the changing room.
Next to the million other Erling Haalands that are ready to take his place. Right, brilliant. Robin, please do stay online just for a second, and while we close the show, just have a short chat with you just after. And then everybody else, thank you. Please do like and subscribe. Whatever podcast player you're listening to us, please do rate and review us. That's all good stuff. Helps with the algorithms. And also, if you're on YouTube, please do enable your notifications, because that helps as well. Apparently, I've learned that in the past couple of weeks.
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, and that's it. I'll wrap the show up. Cheers, everybody, and we'll see you for 2 episodes next week. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
This episode of the Scarf Bagara War was written, recorded, and produced by Russ Johnson and Nick Lee. The music on the opening titles was produced by Dan Johnson. Subscribe wherever you get your content, as well as finding out how to join the TSBW fan club. Check out the links in the description or go to allthews scarfbagarawar.co.uk.